Okay, everybody, I've gotten to a critical point on this Whipple charger installation on my Foxbody here. I've got the supercharger basically mounted where it's going to be. So far as the attachment, I've only got these 3 bolts along the left side using intake studs. And the reason for that is just to make sure it's level and to align it. Okay, that's the main purpose of those. I have yet to put on the support brackets, which is going to be 2 of down here and at least 2 of along the side, 1 in the front and 1 in the back, maybe even 3, not sure yet. But in order to get to that point, it's necessary to make sure that this is where it needs to be, the pulley. That's the big deal. If you don't have that pulley lined up correctly, you're going to be breaking belts, tossing belts, belts squealing, and what's the point of the whole thing if you don't have that lined up right? So the next step is to get the belt on there. Get the belt on there and make sure everything lines up and works the way it's supposed to. So what the job is today, what I'm doing today is making, going back to the mock-up engine here. And just to reiterate, everything on the front of this engine is off an '89 Lincoln Town Car, because I wanted to keep the supercharger belt as compact as possible, so it's only going to run off the right side. So I'm going to use 2 belts. The Town Car, '89 Town Car, has a 2 belt setup, and it's a 7-inch pulley, which that's an inch over stock, so you gain some boost just by running that. Okay, a standard rotation water pump, the '89 Lincoln Town Car is. So the belt's going to come up, over, around the supercharger, back down, around. This is what I'm working on today. The automatic tensioner pulley, an idler / idler, and it's going to come around here and then back around the power steering and down. And the alternator is going to be, I'm going to cut these brackets up. The alternator is going to be somewhere in this area. And there's another tensioner that's in the house. I'm working on cleaning that up. That's going to be over here running off of the back pulley. So 2 separate belts. And this is actually the Lincoln Town Car alternator, or at least a piece of it. And I'll show you why. I thought, well, this is already lined up, so this is going to help installing some kind of tensioner assembly here. So what I've done is I've just made a bracket out of it. The rest of the alternator's gone. Attachment point up here. And after some research, I came up with this auto tensioner, which is from, it says 87 to 91 Chevy Cavalier. Yep, here we go. Putting a Chevy part on my Ford here. But the reason is because the only one I could find that had a backing plate with the necessary spacing to fit in here to mount to that everything should line up. It's just a matter of configuring this thing in the right direction so that the tensioner does what it's supposed to and doesn't like go into full lock or something, but provide automatic tension on that belt. So I had to play around with the mounting bolts to find the correct positioning, and I found it to be this bolt right here, and then this thing's going to have to be trimmed to fit, and then well, that'll show in the next video, because I still am technically challenged and can't edit these things. So that's where it stands, and that has to get done. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. It's got to be installed. The belt's got to go on here. Everything's got to line up, and then we can build the mounting brackets to keep everything nice and tight in place. so nothing moves around and we don't have belts throwing off or belts squealing. I saw some guy build a setup, and you could see right away the system wasn't compact. He had his pulley like way out here. This thing was mounted like way off to the side, and as soon as he punched the gas, it screeched like hell. So yeah, we don't want that. We don't want any of that. So keep everything compact, and that's for the next update. But here we go for now.